was wild that I didn't know how close my own wife was to the Clintons.
That you were married to her.
And well, I was married to her.
How close was she to the Clintons?
I mean, cell phone away, like, or hey, tell Ye to say this away, or hey, go out and use your platform to push the vaccination away.
Deliver me. I said, God, deliver me from pain. And then he took my mom. So it's hard to hurt that much ever again. And created almost like a character, like Deadpool. I'm like Deadpool for God. I was Ye, and then they started making more Ye's. Watch this. Ye is like this encompassing thing of fashion, bars, beats, production, videos, this. And then what happened is you get Rocky dressing better than you. Tyler making better videos. Drake, more records. Virgil, higher position in fashion. And J. Cole, more backpack. Kendrick, better bars and stuff. So I literally had to go like Thanos, and I don't want to have to be the villain. But when I went and did the Donda thing, Ye returned. And everybody had to sit back and watch the realism. When I finally go to heaven, I get to talk to God. I'm going to say, why did you let all these people think I was so crazy? And God is going to say, well, it was a camouflage. I was protecting you.
And by the way, we're not black. How about that? We're not black, nigga. We're Indian.
If I ever went anywhere, we know why. You understand what I'm saying? I believe at this point we're all one. We're all one race. We're the human race. At this point, it's going to take us all coming together under God and helping each other. And I want to talk about the Jewish comment. It's actually proven the exact point that I made. So many actors been bullied behind the scenes. So you even got people like Ari Emanuel asking people to not do business with me. That's how this town has been running for so long. They'll mute you. They'll try to mute you at all costs.
Welcome back to another episode of the High Frequency Chaos. Where's Kanye West? Grab your drink of choice. We're about to dive down this rabbit hole. Salud.
It wasn't about the controversy. It was about the ability to say how you felt out loud. And if I didn't have the various skill sets of music and clothing and the fan base, they would have been able to destroy me. But because we had all those skill sets, somehow I'm here inside of this universe.
Very intense.
I'm gonna let y'all know right now, the devil is a defeated foe. You can't poison me. And by the way, y'all done already put me so much. Y'all already black mirrored me. You already made everybody think I'm crazy. You already took my family away. You already separated all my friends. I don't got no celebrity friends. Because when I was on TV, on Instagram saying, I don't know where my child is, and the Kardashians kidnapped my daughter in public, and I didn't have the address of my child, none of these niggas that want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though?
Travis gave me the address.
Right.
But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these, all you fake hard you.
Wait,
hold on.
Okay.
All you fake hard you. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't nobody anyway. And the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be able to do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my coat card. So y'all niggas shut the up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the up about, you shut the up about Michael.
Right.
I'm Michael now. Michael Jackson couldn't get his video on MTV because he was considered to be urban. The Michael Jackson. So I literally have to be Michael Jackson of apparel in order to break open the doors for everyone that will come after I'm gone, after I'm dead, after they call me Wacko Kanye. Isn't that so funny? The people point fingers at the people who have influenced us the most. They talk the most about the people who cared the most. I'm sorry, daytime television. I'm sorry for the realness.
So my question is, why do people think there's something wrong with you?
I'll say these two things. I think very three-dimensionally. I don't think in the black and white lines that I've been programmed to think in. I have to describe a thought in 5 ways. You know, we enjoy food that has multiple seasoning in it. We enjoy music that has multiple instruments. So when I talk, it's not a rant, it's a symphony of ideas. And when you collect them, you say, oh, these are all these things that connect. I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. Yep. I'm still not backing down from what I said. And God loved me. You understand? They hit me. Gap, Adidas, all that away. Still, Forbes, who hate me, right, had to write net worth 400 million. Jesus is king. God loved me. Cool now.
Music mogul Sean Combs is facing a new wave of lawsuits tonight after 2 women and 4 men accused the rapper of sexual abuse and sexual assault. One of those men claims he was a minor at the time. The accusers are all part of what their attorneys say is a group of more than 100 alleged victims who are in the process of taking legal action against Combs. So far, he has pleaded not guilty to all criminal charges and remains behind bars as he awaits trial. Meanwhile, rapper Kanye West is being sued by a former assistant. The woman says that she was drugged and assaulted during a recording session involving both Kanye and Sean Combs. She claims that she was given a drink laced with an unidentified drug. She alleges West confessed to their encounter much later, leading her to quit her job. The former assistant says she was also fired and never received the $3 million in severance owed to her by West. Kanye's legal team has not responded to that lawsuit.
I know that this will never happen again in history. There will never be a situation where people end a multi-billion-dollar deal off of a tweet. Gotcha. So I would like to thank everyone that was involved with this negotiation. Thank God no one was hurt in the process. And I feel free.
Reportedly, West's personal doctor was the one who called 911. West was then taken by ambulance to Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center for exhaustion, sleep deprivation, and placed on a psychiatric hold. This all comes after the rapper canceled the rest of his St. Pablo tour just days after going on a rant during a concert in Sacramento. West came on stage 90 minutes late Saturday, performed 2 songs, and then went on to bash Jay-Z, Beyonce, Hillary Clinton, and Mark Zuckerberg.
I don't want to lose again. A lot of people here tonight feel like they lost. You know why? Because y'all been lied to. Google lied to you. Facebook lied to you. Radio lied to you.
And then did this 20-minute rant about Beyonce and Jay-Z. And we have to remember, there have been rumors for years that Beyonce and Kim Kardashian do not get along, that the friendship is Jay-Z and Kanye's. And now here we have Kanye saying to Jay-Z, basically, I know you have guys that can kill me. Don't send them my way. I mean, it is very, very intense.
I'm a t-shirt that reminded me that my life mattered. Like I didn't already. I saw white people wearing shirts that said Black Lives Matter. Like they were doing me such a favor by having a t-shirt that reminded me that my life mattered. Like I didn't already know that. So I thought I returned the favor and let white people know that, hey, your life matters too. It's sort of like when random people will see the documentary, and the documentary was, the 3rd chapter basically was saying, hey, we all love Kanye, but sometimes you got to turn the camera off on him. meaning like, don't listen to everything. Yes, we know he's a genius, but feel free to put him on mute whenever he doesn't align with what we're telling you.
Why do you say Black Lives Matter is a scam?
Well, because it's proven. They have people who end up taking money from it. I mean, this documentation is out there.
When Kim was pulled really far to the left, our agendas no longer, aligned. So that made the marriage impossible. The reason why I get, really frustrated with Kris Jenner is she says losing Rob Kardashian was the greatest mistake of her life, but she never gave Kim's hand over in marriage, because this is the bottom line. When me and Kim met, we were millionaires or whatever, right? You're telling me you just hand her hand over in marriage that your daughter's not successful? Handing your hand over in marriage too. But no, she had to still be the husband to all of her daughters. And we see what the results are consistently. So that's where I get, frustrated. It's like, let that go. Let this person do what you made mistakes on. Don't make this person relive those same mistakes and then put that agenda into my daughters too. How much money do you think Balenciaga had paid me in the past 2 years? Just take a really wild guess. A really wild.
Less than that?
Just take a super wild one. Just go to the furthest extent of your imagination.
1.2 million.
Lower.
500,000.
Lower.
Zero.
And they wanted to medicate me every day. You realize, like, they could have just switched to medication and I wouldn't be here. And on the news, they would have said it was because of a mental issue, right? Yeah. I ain't never been back to the hospital since 2015, but every time they say I'm crazy, it's just when I'm saying the truth. So what's the crazy part, really? What's the crazy part, really? They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me.
Satan is as powerful as God. And that is the mentality that people have a lot of times when they're in service to fame, money, manpower. You start to feel like Satan is the most powerful. And you start to feel like if you service God, that in life, it means you will not prosper. And the only way to prosper is in service to fame. And it's like the devil stole all the good producers. The devil stole all the good musicians, all the good artists, all the good designers, all the good business people, and said, you got to come over and work for me. And now the trend, the shift is going to change. Jesus has won the victory.
I don't condone the huge mega churches, especially that of Joel Osteen. We're going to do a deep dive on the mega churches and the devils within. This right here, I believe, was a ploy, for views for the Christian sheeple in the Joel Osteen's church, and the many like that. Let's keep diving.
Former director. So the Kardashians are involved in human trafficking? According to Kanye, that's true. Kanye is currently being sued by his former director of intelligence, and the allegations this man has laid out in the lawsuit are crazy. For one, he says he was paid by Kanye to investigate the Kardashian family for criminal ties and human trafficking. He claims Kanye also paid him to travel to Australia and follow around his now wife Bianca Sensory while she was there on a solo trip visiting family. And honestly, the allegations just get worse. The former employee, who's known as John Doe in the lawsuit, says that he got a call back in 2022 that the Donda Academy, which is the private school Kanye started in California, was abusing the children. He says when he told Kanye about the reports, Kanye flipped out on him and screamed, "You are effing dead to me," and said if he told anybody, Kanye would physically harm him. He also says that during this time, Kanye was heavily abusing nitrous oxide, and this is the same time period where he got his permanent titanium teeth. The former employee is suing for emotional distress, retaliation, and unpaid wages.
Hey, everyone listen to this, please. 2 days before I was in the hospital, I was on opioids. I was addicted to opioids. I had plastic surgery because I was trying to look good for y'all.
Kanye was diagnosed with bipolar disorder after a manic episode back in 2016 when he was placed on an involuntary psychiatric hold at UCLA Medical Center.
I'm putting my career, my life, my public well standing at risk when I talk to y'all like this. This is a moment in the matrix, bro.
A few years later, he claimed he wasn't bipolar after all, insisting that he was misdiagnosed.
I was connected with a neuropsychologist that works with the athletes in the NBA and the NFL. And he looked at my brain. He said that I actually wasn't bipolar. I had sleep deprivation, which could cause dementia 10 to 20 years from now, where I wouldn't even remember my son's name.
Kanye being Kanye for 1 minute.
Are you happy to be back and performing tonight? Much anticipated performance with Paul McCartney and Rihanna.
I'm just extremely happy. Can you tell by my face? Part of the reason why I even thought about or considered doing this, this recording, like what do you call it? This interview? This interview is because of the movie The Incredibles.
Why?
It starts off with the interviews. The superheroes are giving interviews. The wife got a big butt, and I just see our life becoming more and more and more like The Incredibles until we can finally fly.
What's the most rewarding thing about being a mom?
I would say when the kids tell you they love you.
Kanye, what's the best part about being a dad?
The kids.
Very, very cute, climbing on your head. Do you dress them? Do you pick their outfits?
Mm-hmm.
You do? Is that fun for you?
Mm-hmm.
Do you design outfits for them?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people. Losing your audience, yeah.
I told you I'm only afraid of God. I'm only afraid of my daddy, God. I done been 15 years. I'm telling you, God is showing that you can have your own thoughts, bro. I've been canceled before there was cancel culture. Who told you that my career would be over? The same people that are telling you that you can't have a right to say who you will vote for, those people will be soon to take Jesus out of school. Those people will be soon to remove Jesus, period, from America, which is the Bible Belt. Those people will be soon. Man, come on, man. I ain't finna go Alex Jones level with y'all, man. Come on, man. What y'all, like, wake up!
But you're not going to bully me. You're not going to stop me because my mother made me believe in myself. No matter how many people tell me, stop believing in yourself. Stop saying what you can do. Stop affirming what you're going to do and then completing that in real life. That's the improper way to do it. I refuse to follow those rules that society has set up in the way that they control people with low self-esteem, with improper information, with branding, with marketing. I refuse to follow those rules. It's about truth. It's about information. It's about awesomeness. And the only luxury is time. The time you spend with your family. That's the only luxury. I was Obama's favorite artist, but soon as I wasn't saying the things that I was supposed to say as a rapper, our connection faded.
Kanye said something in this interview that really had me thinking deeply. I have said this before and I will say it again. A lot of time we listen to Kanye with a judgmental attitude. But if you empty yourself and get to listen to Kanye, I guarantee you will see him differently. This man is a genius. When Barack Obama became president of the USA, we cried and danced because many of us thought he was our last hope to fix every problem, but that wasn't the case. It turned out that Barack was just a tool the elites used to silence black people. Kanye explains how the elites used the technique called Black Lives Matter office manager to fool us using Obama.
What's a BLM manager?
Black Lives Matter office manager. It's basically you get a semi-influential black person to become the face of a white company.
Yeah. It's actually the same technique these big companies like Adidas and Nike use, especially on the black community. Since their primary aim is to control us and not help, they will use some of the most influential people from our community and make them the faces of their companies. Kanye says it's no longer about talent or who is more logical, but who is more influential.
They actually would pick artists that were less talented than other artists based on their influence, not based on their actual work, because everyone is vying for influence and an opinion.
It makes sense because, if you look at the black community, we consume a lot of these products because we see our so-called heroes representing these major companies, so we want to be part of the history. These people have so much control over us that we just don't see or realize it.
It's the most important thing you can have is control. Look at me, all the money, all the influence, and I have to act a complete ass to have any say-so of anything that my children are doing, because that group of people have control and say-so over all the children inside of the clan.
All those still sleeping, please do some research. As a black person, what did Obama do to help the community improve? Nothing. Shamelessly, he was even awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. I just don't understand for what reason, because he did absolutely nothing.
President Obama received a Nobel Prize for doing nothing but winning a presidential election while being black, to put it bluntly.
Kanye says Obama was the biggest Black Lives Matter office manager, and we never realized it. He was used to silence us all. They bought us into believing it was our time, yet it wasn't. Kanye says Obama is brilliant, but he found himself in a situation where he thought he could control it but ended up being controlled by the system. These people will always silence those who have positive ideas and make those they can control the face of whatever they run because they want us all down.
You guys remember that? The moment that Kanye awarded Diddy with the BET award was super weird. Like, do any of you guys remember this? Kanye came out in the space mask and said that he wanted to declare himself legally dead for over a year, but Diddy is really persistent. And this whole thing was super odd to me because right before this, Kanye was spilling all the tea about Diddy. I mean, I'm sure you guys remember when Kanye was constantly calling Diddy an op. He even explained how Diddy texted him after he went on the rant, basically telling him he needed to shut his mouth. And he explained how Diddy is even unalived people. And he said he basically made a deal so he would stay out of trouble with any of this. And he had to pull on Kanye's coattail. And we know that Kanye's rant was all these artists are not making the money that they deserve. So Kanye coming on the BET Awards and giving this really awkward speech to Diddy after he exposed all of this was a super weird time. I'm going to go ahead and roll you guys this clip so you can see how awkward this moment was. And you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
I took a little hiatus. I said I want to just like declare myself legally dead for a year. Nobody messing me. You know, just like I'm just want to be off the grid, and you know, Puff is pretty persistent. But I had to think, bro, it's like people, they get amnesia. Like, I should never have Puff have to ever call more than one time. Any of us in this room, if Puff ever need us, we need to jump and be there. This man has been through and survived a lot of stuff. I know how it is to want to change your name, you know? You might know him as Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs. But when that gas is hitting a certain point, I thought, like, at the end of all of it, all we have is love.
How's Kanye? You have
well,
love for
I
him?
met like 5 or 6 different Kanye.
Do you remember when
The
he was a
first
nerd?
4 was the first 4 was awesome. The last 2 was a little bit.
Couldn't you be like, do a Steve Harvey, be like, enough of this foolishness?
No, music is sort of like a Mayan business.
Proof that Kanye West has been cloned. During the early stages of Kanye's career, he had a fatal car accident in 2002, which led to his transformation into a stronger artist. It had caused dramatic change in his appearance, behavior, and public statements over the years.
Man, I fear and love God. When you remove the fear and love of God, you create the fear and love of everything else. You're talking to somebody right now that only fears God, and Jesus has won the victory. Like, I am a God. Everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was. A God. I just told you. That's who I think I am.
Kanye West also disappeared in December 2022, and his demeanor changed upon resurfacing in January 2023. The change in his height, has also played a big role in confirming the allegations about him being
Kanye is a clone. I wholeheartedly believe what I'm about to say. I think there are clones, and I'm going to tell you why. Remember, he was really talking a lot. The Cabal didn't like that, you know? The Illuminati, the Cabal, they did not like how much he was saying. He was calling a lot of people out, and he said, if I go away and I come back and I look different, that is not me.
If I ever went anywhere, we know why.
What happened? He was gone for a little while. No, hold on.
He wanted to gain weight. I would do that too. I'm going to do that next summer.
Look at him. Compare old photos of him. It's not the same person. It's not. Don't cancel me, Hollywood.
Reportedly, West.
Well, Kristen Cavallari, renowned hip-hop critic, is weighing in on Kanye West. This just seems bizarre, and especially because the way she's not actually, I guess she is sort of waxing, she's remembering the good old days with Kanye. And she seems to think that the Kanye we're seeing now is not the same Kanye. I don't mean that.
Like literally a different person.
She's talking clones. I don't know if Hollywood's going to cancel her, but you know who did cancel her, which I'm sure actually feeds into Kristen's conspiracy theory?
Who?
TikTok. That clip from her podcast she posted it on TikTok, and they took it down. In fact, did they shut down her whole page?
No, they took that post down. And I mean, this is just going to feed into more of these crazy theories. Obviously, TikTok took it down because it was a community guideline violation. That's what they're saying.
Well, what guideline? Talking about the Illuminati?
I mean the fact that that she's talking about a conspiracy theory and her only evidence is that he looks different. I mean, come on, you're an Illuminati believer?
I don't believe that. Ascribe to that theory she threw out there, and I don't know why she's talking about it.
I have an idea.
Why
Charles.
is Kristen Cavallari?
I'll tell you why.
Suddenly weighing. By the way, she is, I think, again feeding into it, lashing out at TikTok on her Instagram page. She said, "What's that say?"
Little do they know. My eyes are almost bad as yours. Little do they know they're censoring me only fires me up more.
Kanye West didn't look right on stage because while Kanye was performing with Travis Scott on stage, fans realized Kanye West looked nothing like the Kanye everyone remembers from before. And when fans got a closer look of the new Kanye, they noticed that he was missing tattoos on places that he previously had them. He quickly then covered his face on stage while Travis Scott gave a speech.
Travis Scott without Kanye West. There's no road without Kanye West.
Then let's have a conversation. But you ain't gonna send Harley Pasternak, Puff Daddy, Meek Mills, Kim Kardashian, none of the usual suspects, and get me to stop talking. You're going to have to take my life. You know, the liberal agenda is to take God out of the homes and separate the families. With that, you're going to get mayhem. You're going to get Mad Max on the other side. The conservative agenda is still that God runs the world. And I'm Christian, and I feel like I got the best taste on the planet. So that's Jesus. I'm Jesus gang. I'm not here to keep nobody's secrets because it's only the truth that's going to set us free. And what they do is the Jewish community, especially in the music industry, they'll take, in the entertainment period, they'll take one of us, the brightest of us, right, that can really feed a whole village, and they'll take us and milk us till we die, and then Stevie Wonder's son got to get a job, right? If I change my name, you respect that I changed my name. It shows you the level of disrespect. Every time they say one of my outfits are bizarre. When the last time you read a headline and they called me a billionaire? For 3 years, Forbes wouldn't say I was a billionaire. It's all to diminish me so y'all wouldn't listen to me. Because they've been f***ing with me too long. They put the crazy narrative out there. My Jewish trainer, Harley Pasternak, who's Lizzo's trainer, put it out when I went to the hospital, put it in the press. I got a bunch of friends that went to the hospital. It didn't go to the press.
First of all, what is the latest on Kanye's condition?
Before we start, we do need to mention this is a topic of mental illness.
From what we are being told right now, of a mental breakdown. So actually yesterday afternoon, he was at his close friend Harley Pasternak's house. Harley is a celebrity trainer, somebody that Kanye has worked with for years, somebody that he really trusts, who is close in his circle. He was there along with a couple of other friends and close confidants at his house. And we're not sure yet just exactly what happened during that visit, but whatever it was made everybody around him very nervous, very scared for his well-being, and they strongly convinced Kanye to go to the hospital for his own well-being and safety. And from what I can gather so far this morning, it was a bunch of things that kind of led to this problem. You know, a lot of problems with stress, a lot of problems with anxiety, paranoia. A lot of things with his fashion lines. He's currently on tour. And then, of course, the incident that happened with his wife in Paris is something that also kind of put a real damper on his fall. His mother actually passed away as well about 9 years ago on November 12th. So from what we're hearing from sources, November has always been kind of a really tough month for Kanye. And, there's just a lot of things that kind of boiled together and finally just erupted to where he just needed a break.
How do you think that these people would hide that, Kristen? If somebody tried to clone you, I would scream it from the top of the mountains like that's not Kristen.
You literally will get killed.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I believe this
you
with
guys, I
every
believe there's
ounce
so many
in my
weird things that
body.
happen in the world, but like when you think that you could make one of the biggest pop stars in the world just disappear and nobody would come forward and be like, that's not her, like her close friends. Jamie Lynn Spears, I've done her hair a bunch of times, like she would tell me.
No, she wouldn't, because she'll get killed.
Okay, we're not going into that, but I don't think you could hide. I think
The
Kanye...
people who are going to come out and say something get killed. Anthony Bourdain. There's a list of people. Kanye's still a clone. I will ride that one to the day I die. I'm sorry. But just because of what he said. And then it literally is what happened.
So what happens? Like the cabal elves
Yeah, they're like,
come into
he's
your house
saying
one night
too
and they pull
much.
you out of bed and they hide you for the rest of your life?
Probably.
And nobody's connected. That's what I'm saying, Kristen. If somebody tried to hide you from the world, I would find
They would
you.
have to do something with you too. I don't think anyone else. Oh my God. I
So-
feel really shitty.
So me...
The Kardashians aren't going to go and step up for Kanye because he was calling them
No,
out.
I believe the Kardashians would love to hide him or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm saying with the rest of these celebrities, so what? Like your kids are all of a sudden like, that's not our mom, and then they have to take them out.
I
So
think
everyone in your life.
West is part of the cabal.
Oh my God, I can't do this stuff. I'm
sorry. I do, you guys. The cabal's real. I don't know 100% for sure, but like it's real.
Well, and she's saying it, because she's apparently in the cabal
I'm
and
an
she's a
industry
man.
plant.
So she's an industry plant.
I'm scared for my safety now.
A lot of people call me, they want to call me crazy. It's like running a marathon. If I got some shorts on and a tank top and I'm sweating hard as running down a street, running the wrong way down a freeway, then you're going to say that person is crazy. But if 100 other people do it with me, then it's a marathon.
That's a good way to put it.
Killed that.
Yeah.
Killed that.
I want to thank all of you for being here with me today as we dive down this rabbit hole of Kanye West. Do you believe any of this to be true? Do you believe that he is in fact a clone or been cloned? What's that movie? I've Cloned Tyrone. That was a very interesting movie all by itself, and it deserves its own deep dive. We're gonna do the Smiths soon. I still have to do some more research because there's a lot there. I'm going to try something different on the next video. It's going to be a random compilation of TikToks, including highs, like motivational stuff, frequencies in the spiritual, and then the chaos. It'll just be random TikToks. In this next video coming up, it'll be called Random TikToks on my algorithm feed. As always, stay safe, stay blessed in these dark, deceptive times. HFC out. Peace.